Hi there, it's Lori at Positive Thanks Living, and today we're going to work with 5 pages, and they're of varying sizes. One is 8 by 8, one is 7 by 7, one is 6 by 6, 5 by 5, 4 by 4, and we're going to make envelopes. In fact, cascading envelopes. And you'll see me making one of the envelopes here, the different stages that I go through. And then you'll see me making one of the stacks, and I'll show you all of them at the end. I start with just indicating where the middle of each page is by drawing a little cross with a pencil, and then folding up 2 of the sides toward that middle spot. And that makes the outside of the envelope. And from there, I fold up the other sides a 1/2 inch from the blank spot. So I'm using my scoreboard to score that turn, because part of a cascading envelope, to make it work well, and yes, I did discover not working well, is making sure that each of the envelopes are constructed similarly. Measuring is not one of my stronger strengths, so this took a little bit of concentration, and using a tool absolutely helps. So folding up the other sides, and they become both the flap and the bottom part. Now the bottom part of the envelope, you have to tuck in that little triangle and glue it down. See that triangle there? And I do that. And by folding in the manner that we just folded, you're going to see how I cut out the little wedges. Maybe wedges is the right term. And also, please, yeah, I'm not successful, but I do remember sometimes to erase the cross. And here I am cutting out those wedges. You see how easy it is to identify what to cut? And I cut on the outside part of the wedge. And you still may need to trim later on. You're going to see me doing that. Anyhow, welcome back. I'm really happy to have you here. Thank you to the new subscribers, and thank you for those that are returning, and thank you for the comments, the kind comments that you leave. I really value what you have to say. You matter to me. Yeah, so this increases the number of videos on the concept of cascading whatever for our paper crafting. Last week was the cascading or waterfall journal I made with watercoloring, and before that we did a cascading tags, I guess, on an element that could be a journal, could be a pocket, could be a tag. And next week I have another idea that I've been working on, the prototype. But before then, next Tuesday, I have a special video. I'm a part of this collaboration with Cara Brandon and Dana K. White for organizing craft rooms. And pretty soon I'll show you the entire collaboration. And people have been making videos all through this month, and I've been watching them. Now, you may or may not know, but we've moved into a new house, and I have a craft room, and I feel very blessed because for 10 years we lived in various places. We were very transitory, but I'll tell you that story on Tuesday when I make my video for this collaboration. And now I finally have a permanent spot. Yeah, a decade of impermanent places that we lived. I still crafted, but in a much smaller degree, as you might imagine. So we're going on to the 4th envelope here. Same process, completely the same. And you can see how they're all graduating sizes, and they go from largest to smallest. And we're going to put them together in a cascade format. This set of papers that I'm using is a cardstock that's quite old. I think I bought it from one of the regular craft stores, Joann's or Michael's or something, but it was in my closet with all my paper. Again, I'm going to show you on Tuesday where I keep everything, at least for now. And the second grouping of papers was from Cartabella, and they're much more thick, and I attached them in a similar way to the way I will attach these to each other to create a cascade. And it's a little wonky. So when I showed my husband, it was funny. He said, well, that's interesting, because he's very much a person that enjoys things to be equal on every side. So the last set of papers, which are book pages, I did it in a way that he would enjoy. And I'll be showing you that also. So I'm cutting the wedges out. Again, same process, just slightly smaller. To be literal, an inch smaller each page. Now this one, the smallest one, nope, pardon me, there's one more. That was 4. This is 5. This one ends up, the flap at the top ends up a little bit long. And I decide to use a corner rounder to take care of that. I go back and do it to all the rest. So this is a simple idea. It's a repetitive idea, but what makes it fun is the different papers that you can choose, whether they're coordinating, whether they're not coordinating, whatever pleases our eye, we can choose. It's a great way to use up cardstock or papers that you already have. And this set of papers, they're one-sided, the white side, and you can put something into each little pocket. Now this is the collaboration, and there's me. I'm on the 28th. I'm going to do I'm linking to this below so you can see, but I'm going to do an organizational video. I'll show you my entire craft room. In fact, at the end of this video is a picture of how I've left my craft room. And as soon as I've uploaded this video, I'm going to clean my craft room and put things back where they belong. And I've been using Dana K. White's suggestions, and I'll give you a few of her quotes that were just fascinating to me. I've written them down over the month. You know, where would you look for this first? Put it there. And don't create a system for trash or the stuff you no longer want. Declutter it. Or when to say when I'm done. In other words, at every stage in life we have space to craft in, and it's going to change. Yeah, she had some really good statements that meant something to me, putting together my craft room and organizing it. So I'll show you that in the video on Tuesday. I'm just gluing each envelope closed so that we have an envelope, not just pieces of paper. And it works really well. I have to say, the first time I did this, it was a little awkward. I'd actually never made, or at least I can't remember the last time I made envelopes. But this is going to be my preferred method moving forward. And I even have an envelope punch. But yeah, I guess I've made envelopes with the envelope punch, having to figure that out when I first got it. Where do you keep all your tools in your craft room? Do you keep them all together, or are they in different spots in your craft room? Or maybe you don't have a room. Maybe you have to bring out your crafting stuff each time you want to craft something. I was like that for a while when we lived in the apartment. Yeah, I've crafted in an RV because we lived and traveled full-time for 5 years. I've crafted in an apartment. I've crafted in a rented house that I couldn't put anything up on the walls or that. And now finally I'm in this space that, yeah, God willing, will be here for a little while. So I'm actually putting some thought into what would work best. And I'm blessed to have an entire room. So now these items I'm going to decorate with. And the way that the cascade will go together, it won't impede opening it. Now you see how I'm placing it slightly wonky? At least that was my husband's view of it. One time the side goes to the left, but still within the parameters of the first envelope. And I just draw a light pencil mark and then a strip of glue a little bit below that pencil mark and fit the second envelope onto the first one, or the bottom one. And then adhere the flap of the bottom one to the main body of the one that is next in line. So I've got my little glue bottle. It's Art Glitter Glue. No glitter in the glue. It's just the name of the company. And that works really well. And it doesn't impede the opening of the next envelope. And as you'll see, now the third envelope will go the opposite direction, but still within the parameters of the flap of the one underneath. It's an interesting concept, and I tried at first with a really large number of envelopes, and it just didn't look right. I usually make prototypes of what I'm trying, and I keep working on them until they're ready. So when I clean up, in the video that I'm going to do next of cleaning up my craft space, I'll show you the very first one that I tried that, doesn't look so good. And will probably go in the trash bin. Because I at this moment in time, I can't think of a reason to keep it. I wouldn't give it to anybody. I wouldn't put it in a journal. Yeah. So there we have 3 envelopes, and they're going in opposite directions. Now I'm doing the left corner lower. So lower, higher, lower. You get the idea. I have a smaller room, like it's not the size of a basement or anything. It's a bedroom. It's the smallest bedroom in this house that we have now. And I have 3 beautiful windows. You can see the sunshine coming through the slats, and it's directly in front of me. And I love the natural light. It is a treat to have the sunshine on my face when I'm working. Obviously not in my eyes, but yeah. And it is a little bit of a trial, what will work for filming. At this point, I don't have any regular camera lights, and that's okay, because I think there's enough light in each video. Leave a comment below if you think that I need more light. And if I do, I have camera lights I could put up. But again, this is a new craft room. We moved in 6 weeks ago, 7 weeks ago. I can't even tell you how long. So, yeah, a little more about that on Tuesday. So there we go. We have all 5 envelopes on this cascade. And isn't that pretty? I'm really excited to think about things to put in each envelope to give to somebody. And now I'm adding some embellishments. And they're from the other paper pack. I bought a bunch on sale. You know how it is. They have 50% off. Now, if you're enjoying this, please press the like and the subscribe. And I would love it if you'd leave me a comment. That would be wonderful. Do you embellish things? I find as I watch other videos, I'm probably much more simple than... I can't seem to put more stuff on. So I have different items I want to work on. I want to work on how to do clusters better, how to do lace better. So, and it's about becoming less simple, more abundant in my decorating. Yep, just a couple little embellishments there, and they don't impede the opening and closing of the cascade, the envelope cascade, at all. Again, in this case, I did 8 by 8, 7 by 7, 6 by 6, 5 by 5, 4 by 4. And we could go larger. You know, if you have 12 by 12 paper, you could start at 12. But I don't know. Would too many envelopes, and maybe it's just me. So these are the book pages that I chose. One is music paper that's quite old, and I had to put washi tape on the corners because it cracked. But that's okay, it's pretty. And the next one is a index from a, sorry, can't think of the word now. Atlas, there we go. And the next one was a, what was it? I forget. So I'm showing you the second one. This is the Cardabella pages that are double-sided. And again, it's that wonky putting together. These are, it's a plant encyclopedia. So first, I'm doing this one in a different manner because perhaps you're like my husband and you enjoy when things are symmetrical. So that's the Atlas index paper. And I'm just putting it straight on. I'm trying to make it as symmetrical as, what do you call it, when it's centered as possible. And then I'll do the ledger paper. And it's an older piece of ledger paper. It was originally my mom's. I brought a bunch back from when I decluttered my mom's apartment. Same process, just centered, not put wonky. So that's a plant encyclopedia page. And putting that on there. Again, staying within the parameters of the flap. Because if you go too far up, then you can't open the next one. So it has to be lower than the envelope before to make it cascade and open useful. Here we go. And it hangs a little bit below. And I wondered whether I should worry about that or just leave it, and I decided to just leave it. By clipping, rounding the corner, which I'm having a problem here, that solves most of the problem. And I think these book page ones are pretty too. No need for fancy scrapbook paper, and just as easily you could do digital papers that you've printed at home, a set of them that you enjoy. What I tried to do for each of the cascades was to create a visually pleasing set of papers, so none of them are the same, and yet they're still visually pleasing to be cascading there. And the last page, the 4x4, is a hymn page. So I have music on the bottom and music on the top, but the bottom one is just piano music, and the top one is hymns with some text. So you see, you don't need, well, use what you have. And you could do just 3 if you don't have an 8x8 option. You could do all small ones. You could do just large ones. Yeah. That would be interesting to try, a 12x12 page and working downward, but they're all really large. That would make an impressive gift to somebody. I might try that. Anyhow, we're almost to the end of this video, and I'm going to show you the last little bit of each of the sets of cascading envelopes that I made. And then I'm going to show you my messy craft room, the way it was after doing this for a few days, the different prototypes, and I've already been working on the prototype for next week's video. But yeah, there's the collaboration, all the people that have already made videos. So if you're interested in organizing your craft room, I recommend this set. I'll link below to it. That's me for Tuesday, and I'm going to be making the video now. So here is my craft tables, little view. I'll give you a better view in the video. And the mess that's been left over from working on other projects. You see the screen there? I usually stream videos of beach and my craft carts and everything. So join me on Tuesday for this organizational video. I'll show you how I clean up and what I've learned from Dana K. White's process through the collaboration by Kara Brandon Creations. Take a look at what's linked below and you'll find it. Take care. It's Lori. See you then. Bye for now.